And I'm here with Big SaSa, and we're gonna chop it up, get our content in, you know what I mean, artist to artist. So let's get into it. Tell the people how you feeling.
I feel excellent. I'm feeling really good. I'm happy to be here. I thought this was a great idea. I'm also feeling the hoodie a lot. I don't know if you guys can see it right now, but I'm really jacking the comfort of this outfit, the entire aesthetic of it. So yeah, I'm jacking it.
Appreciate you, you know what I mean? I know everybody like, you know what I mean, some people get scared off by the title, you know what I mean? But it's just some edgy rapper shit, just cool shit, it's no demonic shit, nothing like that, you know what I mean? Just, I'm not on none of that timing.
No, I like the roses with it too, so it's like, it definitely...
Yeah, facts.
I feel like when I read it, I was like, oh my God, this is so powerful. But there is a part of me that resonated with the statement as far as like, we're here to do our own thing. Like, we come here alone and we leave here alone type stuff. Like, this is a solo journey, even though we're here with others, but like, it's very much so like a, you know what I mean? You leave and you come here by yourself. So I was like, oh, okay, this is powerful. That's how I took it.
Well, you know what I mean? This your interview, but real quick, I'm gonna plug my shit regardless. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So I had the song Die Alone, and it kind of came from like a lot of people, like, they would act like they can't operate in life because they didn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or some shit like that. So, and I thought that was lame. Like, you know what I mean? Now, before I let somebody play me or they doing some whack shit and I'm just dealing with it because I'm scared to be alone.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I'd rather die alone. You feel me? Like,
that's powerful though, right? Standing on business with it. Like, if I gotta do this alone, I will. But you know what? You won't have to, because somebody gonna meet you. So.
I mean, if they don't, it's cool with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
But this about you though. You know what I mean? So I want you to just, you know, for the people that don't know about you. Yeah, so as I was saying, you know what I mean, this is your interview, this about you. So I want to give you this time for the people that don't know you.
Okay.
The couple people watching my shit, we gonna go viral soon, it's gonna get lit.
All right.
You know what I mean? Tell us who's Big SaSa, where she from, what she about, what she do.
Okay, so I'm Big SaSa. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a Haitian, first generation.
The Zoes,
okay,
Big Zo.
Big Zo, top Zo. American-born artist, and I'm really representing for the women. I'm really representing for my Caribbeans. I'm really representing for the children. I'm really representing for Brooklyn. Big Brooklyn vibes. I'm just like really here for the music, really here for the culture, really here for the art, really here for how the art impacts us. And I do that through my music. I do that through my, you know, the pictures that I curate, my modeling, the messages, the themes, the ideas, the things that I talk about. And so I'm really just here for it all on some cultural shit.
I say that.
Yeah.
Definitely respect that. So you had an album in 2021, you know what I mean? I did my little research.
You did your research. I love how you put out a date.
I did my little research, you know what I mean?
Okay,
I ain't just,
I'm jacking
it's
it.
content day, but I try to pay a little homage to the interview craft, you know what I mean?
I'm into
but
it.
You got Keys to the Throne in 2021. That was your last project, correct?
That was my last project, for real, yes. Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? I actually listened from back then, you know what I mean? I'm not even lying. I did listen from back then.
I'm jacking it. I appreciate
But I had
that.
to come back, do my research, get a refresh.
That's what's up.
So what I took from it was like, it gave me like, you on some like Afro pop, hip hop, I'm from Brooklyn type shit.
Yes.
That's the vibes you was going for.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. Even after I dropped the EP, I had like a video release party in Brooklyn, and
that was the joint. It was like in a backyard or something.
Yes. Quintessential bashment, Brooklyn, Caribbean, flags. I think it was like the weekend like a few days before Labor Day. So it was just like everybody was outside. We was all feeling good. We was in our shorts. We had our drinks. We had our herb and everything like that. And I just wanted to make music that made people feel good. And I had come from a place where I was making music that was so deep and conscious and impactful. That's the heart of my music, and that's the heart of my art. But I wanted to get into a place where I could really play stuff that made me feel good when I performed it. play stuff that made people feel good, you know what I mean, and get into a place where I still was sprinkling the deep stuff and the conscious stuff here and there, but I wanted it to be something that you can kick it to for real and enjoy yourself too.
So you saying you was on some LAURYN HILL timing?
Yeah, I was on some.
But now you like, all right, let's hit them with a little bit of CARDI B type shit, like.
Yeah, let's hit them. I mean, I actually have that too. Like I have stuff like FA, like Fat Activity is like one of them songs, very Cardi B-ish. Like it's like that. But now I wanted to give them some like tropical vibes. I wanted to bring them to the Caribbean. Like I wanted to give them an essence of like what I feel like home is, even though I haven't been to Haiti, but I'm going. I wanted to give them an essence of what it felt like when I went to Grenada or Trinidad or Jamaica, and be like, give that like a little slice of that. And it feels like that almost on Labor Day when we have all the Caribbean islands and everybody's outside with their flags and everybody's repping. I wanted to bring that essence of like Brooklyn, Caribbean, that fusion, and being somebody that's of that culture, like being Haitian, being Caribbean, but then having like heavy Black American culture influence in who I am as a person. So I just wanted to fusion that and just be like, here, this is what I am. This is what it would sound like if you came to my land, my universe, and like this is the music we're playing, and this is the vibe.
Facts. I fuck with the Control joint. You good, bro?
Yeah.
Good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Control was like one of my favorites, and Control is like a lot of people's favorite off of that project. It was I don't know, it was like a refreshing song that just gave the girls something that they could really relate to as far as when it came to relationships, for real. Yeah.
And so you got a track with Connie Diamond, you know what I mean? Like
yes.
Shorty
yes.
was like really putting in mad pain out here. Like she was
shout out to
bubbling.
Connie Diamond for real.
How was that, and like how you linked that?
Connie Diamond, she actually was on her way into like her current like big situation right now, which I'm so proud of her. And I have been following her for a while from some of the stuff that she did earlier, and just been a big super fan of her. So there was a point where she was open to do features, and I just jumped on it, and I sent her the track. She was filming the track. She went to the studio, she sent me back the track, and it was just lit from there. Like she nailed it first try. It was perfect. It was perfect, and it was just amazing just to have her a part of the project. In that project, she was featured and Mo Dub was featured, and at the time, I was just like, these are two artists that I really respect. I love their music. They're doing their thing. They're solid in their sound, and just to have them part of the project just felt like just a culmination of like the flavor I wanted to bring too. Just like that raw hip hop, but that Caribbean flavor, and the both of them did that crazy. So shout out to Connie Diamond for real, because that verse Eats is actually one of my favorite Connie Diamond verses. Check it out. Yeah.
Word. Check that out. Keys to the Throne. That's on Bandcamp,
Feelings.
right?
That's on everywhere. It's on all DSPs. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. It's everywhere. Is it on Bandcamp? I think you can catch it on Bandcamp. The only place it's not on is SoundCloud. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. You can catch that everywhere.
All right, fire.
Yeah.
Before I get into the next portion of things, you know what I mean? I was looking for it, and you had a video where you was talking about dating different dudes and shit. Like,
I
was
knew.
like, yo, this is cause this is some shit that this was like the female version of what I did. Like, I got a song called Young Chick, Old Chick, a next joint called Die Alone. And I was like, oh shit, she doing like the type of shit I would do, and the shit is fire.
Yeah.
So it's like, what?
I love that you said that you did that, because that's exactly what I wanted to do when I made the song. I was like, I just hear all these songs about guys and their exploits and their journeys. And I was like, it's time that the girls tell their side.
Get your perspective off.
Exactly. So I love
What's the name of that? Like, you took it down or something?
Hold on. Okay, so that joint is called Plenty. If you was around 2020, before I dropped Keys to the Throne, I had an entire rollout to this amazing track. And not only did we drop the song, we dropped an amazing video, amazing production. At the time, I worked with a production team called Third Era. Shout out to them. And the director and videographer, the Genius CEO, shout out to him as well. They did an amazing job on the visuals. And what came to me at the time was just this beautiful visual of the goddess energy, woman, just this altar, but super sexy, also remnant of like vintage adult magazines, Vintage, King Mag, just honoring the vixen, but like in a super sacred, sexy way. And also the song matched the visuals in a way where it was like, I'm telling like these tales of like what it means to be a woman, to be in control, to be like honoring your dating life, to be like, this is not good enough, this guy did this guy did that, this guy didn't do this, and this is what we're going through as women. But to just like be honest about our experiences, like with dating, you know what I mean, and our sensuality and our sexuality. And so the song is called Plenty, and I took it down because the video was just so sexy. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, the video was so sexy. I designed the outfit. It was one of my like designs.
Why would you take it down then?
I was so nervous. I was so nervous. And like, I have it on my Patreon. Like, so if you're like subscribed to my Patreon, like you have access to get it, like you can purchase it, but like it's not available on YouTube because I was just so like subconscious. And like, as a Caribbean bad gal, Haitian, like, the culture is sensual. The culture is in tune with its sensuality. Yet that video, I really pushed it because I'm literally wearing a metal bikini. Okay, I'm in a metal bikini, guys. So I'm just like, hold on. So there was a time where I dropped a whole magazine along with it, a vintage mag. In that vintage mag, it was...
What you mean you dropped the magazine? Like,
part of the merch, part of the rollout for Plenty, the song and everything, was this, I wish I had it, but was this classic. We copied like the vintage essence of Ebony, and it was all the pictures of me in that metal bikini in that orange set with the altar and the flowers and the it was a big plant and fruits. And we basically printed out, I don't know, about 20 different stills from like that photo shoot, and made it available on physical copy. And we had a limited edition, and people have it. So people have me in their coffee table in this Plenty magazine.
How you feel about that?
I feel good about that. I do feel good about that. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you.
You can't be backpedaling though. You know what I mean?
It's just a digital. You see, the thing about the digital thing, it's like having merch. And I know as an artist you might agree with this, but having merch, having things that people have limited, like collector's items, kind of hits different from when you like have content that people can access at any time. Right? And
take away the specialness.
Yes, it does. Like, it really takes away from, and not that it can't be worth it, because there is a time where like you do put a certain amount of effort into a certain amount of content, and the people receive it, or you're in a position where it's well received at the time. But when you have something that's just for you, and only a certain amount of people can see it and touch it, that really want to or value it, and we're willing to spend with you in that way as artists, it just hits different.
It's that feeling of like, if you know, yes. or like you ain't up on this.
Exactly.
And niggas want that feeling like, yo, niggas don't know about this. Y'all listening to that bullshit.
Exactly.
I got this real shit over here.
Exactly how it made me feel. Yes, yeah. So it was just like, there'll be more content. There'll be more stuff, and maybe at some point I might like re-feature like a behind the scenes of Plenty and like reintroduce that content somehow. But I was just like, no, this is exclusive, and this is for the people that really want to see me in that way and want to invest in my artistry beyond what I'm showing you on Instagram. So yeah.
That's fire. No, that's fire. I never heard the magazine had like articles in it and shit.
Well, I written one article. I had written my article, kind of like my editorial version for why I did Plenty, advocating and championing for women's sexuality, championing for independence, and championing for confidence. I was just like, let me just write my think piece about this in the magazine. And we also featured articles from like the studio, kind of like, you know, magazine in a way where you had your advertisements and everything, but it was mainly pictures. Yeah, it was mainly like the adult, like classy Playboy, but hood, sexy, sacred, hip hop adult magazine. Like my version of what that would look like, you know what I mean? So we had the gold chains in my hair and the gold bikini, but we had like a giant plant and an altar set up, you know what I mean? But we were giving, like, we had fruits and candles and like fabric. It was a whole thing. It was a whole production. It was an entire production, literally. Like, we were not playing around. We had a team.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The topic of plenty and all of that, you know what I mean, kind of goes into my next drink.
Okay.
So, for the dudes out there, you know what I mean, the other artists out there, that's males, possibly females. If somebody was trying to link SaSa, what's the playbook? What's the blueprint?
Sometimes I could be in my shell a little bit. Right now, I'm definitely outside. So I really respect, if anybody wants to work, just hit my email. That's how I feel like I know people is ready to work.
Oh, now I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about they trying to link you.
Date me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, you talking about date me? I'm like, let's get this work. No. To be honest, I'm not dating.
You don't do that.
I'm not dating. Okay, I'm not saying I don't do that. It just hasn't been a thing for me. I've really been in a place where I was like taking care of my health, focus, going in the gym, focus on like what I'm doing and everything like that. I think this summer I may be open to being outside, but like let's say hypothetically I was open right now. What would be the play by play? First and foremost, I think that I'm really allergic to Instagram dating. First and foremost, I'm really weird about that. I think that like when people get the chance to perceive you too long online, like if you find my Instagram and you hit me up immediately, okay, fine. But if you've been chilling around for a minute,
niggas is trying to figure out the playbook.
I know, and that creeps me out.
Niggas want to see the plays.
They
like, okay, she like this.
She like
okay.
This. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that just becomes like, hey, wait a second, like I didn't even know this was what was happening. So I
that's
think
the point.
Yeah, I know, and that I guess I don't know. That always freaks me out a little bit. I'm just like you've been studying, and I didn't even know that.
You don't like when niggas do their research.
I guess you're supposed to do your research, right? When do you get the opportunity to do your research if not then, unless we know mutuals, right? So I guess I'm weird about that. I'm just weird about being perceived because when I'm dating people, I don't even want to be like online with you. Like I don't want to see your social media. Like I'm learning that. I don't want to be like I don't want to be able to see the social media of the person that I'm talking to. Or like not
why is that?
Not like don't even want to be able to, but like I don't want to be on that. Like I don't want to like be tapped into what you're posting too heavy. I don't want you to be tapped into what I'm posting too heavy. Unless that's the kind of dynamic we have. But most of the time, I think it's better that way. What do you guys think? I think it's better that way. Off social media, like staying off each other's socials or on each other, I think it's just healthier that way. Personally.
So, you be making, like, I'm having mad different questions. Like, one sentence giving me like 3 different questions. You know what I mean? I don't know where to go with it.
Go where you feel.
You know what I mean? So, it's like, with you, I'm getting like the key things I've always picked up from you. It's like, okay, I sense the I'm from Brooklyn, I'm from the hood, but then I sense like that spiritual shit.
Yes.
Like that. And you know,
yes.
I was kind of like a hood gamer nigga coming up, like, and so the spiritual joint was always spooky to me. Like, I just started finding out about that shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'll be like, nah, these shorties are scary with they sage and crystals. What kind of wacky shit is that? Like, what is these colorful rocks about? Like, what's going on? Like, when you said altar, that joint ain't sit right with me. I'm thinking like, oh, she got dead chickens in the closet with candles.
Gosh. Hey, listen. No shame to those who do.
No.
But I think that my perspective about spirituality and why I'm so big on spirituality and why I love it so much is because, one, I think it varies, right? I think there are the levels of the chickens in the closet for people, and then it goes to what people may not notice as spirituality is simply lighting a candle for your homie, and when he passes, you know what I mean, and pouring liquor for your homie, you know what I mean?
Technically or realistically, that's also spiritual.
Yes, that's also spiritual. It's ritualistic, and it's all about the intention. And it's all about living intentionally. And so I think like our connection to nature is important, right? And in nature, like there are certain rituals that happen. And so I feel like once you have a ritual in nature, whether it be like you meditate or you do your sun salutations or you light candles or you smoke after work every night and you need to reflect on your day, I think each of that is like a variation of spirituality. And then you get into levels of it where you're kind of like, you tapping into something more powerful than yourself and you want to channel or you want to get an oracle or you want to get a medium and a reader. I think whatever it is that you want to do in this world, I think that you have access to energy and you have access to information, and I think that's what spirituality is. It's information. It's like it's nature. It's how to get in tune with nature. It's how to manipulate energy, and I think we're always manipulating energy because everything we do emits energy. So if I sat up here and cursed some girl out and been like, oh fuck this bitch, I'm emitting energy.
You like that?
No, I hate that. I think that's terrible. I feel like that's a waste of time. That's a waste of my time. When there's so much to do with my energy, so much to manifest, places to go, people to see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that people manipulate energy all the time. Like when I'm online and I see people talking shit about people, or I see people being mean to other people, I feel like that's negative energy and you're conjuring something nasty right there. You know what I mean? So I feel like...
Unfortunately, I do. I don't know if my audience knows what you're talking about, but I had to learn that the hard way. Like I said, I was super not know on some spiritual shit until I experienced it. Like, oh shit, that's that karma shit niggas be talking about. Feel me? Like,
you experiencing it hit different, because then it's just like, you're like, okay, I know how this shit works now, and I don't want none of that. I don't need to engage. But I feel like there's people who have things going on in their life and they don't understand what is happening, and they don't realize like you're engaging in some energy that just may not be beneficial to you. Like you sitting, listening, thinking, talking about things, and you're feeding a negative pot where you could just be feeding a positive pot. You could be feeding a different energy, and I think it's a feedback loop. So personally, I think we're all spiritual, regardless if you want to admit it or not. You use words, cool. You use words and candles, cool. You use words, candles, and sage, cool. You use words, candles, chickens, whatever you decide to use.
nah, the chicken is crazy.
That's another topic. That's another topic.
You know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that I be coming on here to talk about, the commercial bullshit, and it always gets a little deeper than that. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, but the people want to know. What's the sneaky link towards you, like the playbook? You kind of like slid away from that. You know what I mean? Like, what's the?
You noticed, good. You notice I try to. Okay.
But if you don't want to give up the playbook, I understand. You know what I mean?
No, the playbook is simple. Let me be honest. I think the playbook is simple with me. I am one of those women that feel like I need to be recognized first. So if you're talking all of that hot talk, I'm not gonna hear you. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Being intentional, being vulnerable, and then also, for lack of better words, meeting the standard, right? And meeting the standard means like coming correct, applying pressure. If we have to say it in other ways, like put your money where your mouth is, like, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, you come in front and center, like, oh, but you like, take me out on a date, you know what I mean? Make sure you're intentional about like making sure I feel safe, I have a good time, being honest about what your intentions are with me, and just creating dope experiences for us. So make me interested. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
So because you said a standard, meeting standards and taking you out on a date.
I was just talking to my friend about this, actually. Literally just got off the phone with my friend. We was talking about I went on a date with this older white man. I'll just put y'all in my business real quick. Went on a date with the older white man, right? Because I found myself wanting to date older at this time. So I'm like, oh, let me try these older guys. Go on a date with the older white man. And I take the train. And on the train ride there, it's just chaotic. It's fucking chaotic. Somebody's pissing on the train. This lady steps on my shoe. And mind you, I'm bougie as hell when it comes to like going places. But I was like, in this moment, I was just like, I'm dating. I'm trying out dating again. I'm trying to date. Let's just go on these dates. But usually, I need the Uber sent. I need the Uber sent to and from. Please. Like, fuck. Fuck. Putting me through that shit. So I get there and my
No
homegirl.
train.
No train.
No train. Ubers.
Uber. And you know what my homegirl said? I love white people. You know, I love all people, but this is just a funny joke. She was just like, that's what you get because your ancestors did not want you riding the fucking train. Supposed to be some white nigga. I was like, oh my God, that was just a funny joke. But either way, it was just like, have your standard. Don't accept nothing less. Everybody has to make sure you get in that Uber, especially some older white guy, bitch. What the fuck you taking the train to go see him for? He's supposed to have it.
So there's a white tax. Cause you know, I know people who used to serve, you know what I mean? Used to serve certain things, and when they would serve white people, there was a white tax. So it's like, oh, now you got bread, you know what I mean? So the eighth's gotta be like $60, you know what I mean? Like $75, and they still come in the baggie. No holographic shit like the shit that be going down now. It's like, nah.
That's hilarious that there was a white tax.
And this shit is shaved off, you know what I mean? Like, so
reparations. Let me stop.
2.7 in that shit.
Get it how you live it. Get it how you live it. Get it how you live it.
So back to the standard. So what's a up to par standard? Like, say a nigga come out and he like, yo, I got like $50 for this date for both of us. Yeah.
Honey, first of all, if he says he's got $50 for a date for both of us, keep your $50, baby. We gonna talk a little.
Maybe he rapping too.
I mean, let me be honest.
He got paid for studio time.
I'm gonna be honest. If you said, let's go to the studio, right? You didn't say you have $50. Let's say you were creative, right? Because I think creativity can bring value as well, right? Maybe you don't have to spend a lot of money. I'm gonna be honest. If you were to say, do something I never did on a first date, and say you find somebody that has a studio that will let you do 2 hours for like $100 or $50, right? That's all you got. And you prepare something at home. You make some fucking fire ass drinks, and you bring some fire weed, and you're just really fucking thoughtful, and you just come with good energy, and you do something really like original. I would be impressed. I wouldn't even know how much you spent, right? You wouldn't have to tell me how much you spent, right? Because who knows? Like, I wouldn't know how much you spent on the studio. But if you're creative enough, and if you create a situation where you can not spend a lot of money, but take me to some like gallery, take me to some like immersive kind of studio, take me horseback riding. Fucking horseback riding, you know what I mean? I want to go frolicking in a field of tulips. You know what I mean? Like, find a tulip flower field. And I'm dropping game right now, guys, because this is like shit that's different. Like, you don't have to spend $500 every time, but you can think about it.
Not every time, but sometimes.
Sometimes you should, but you definitely should. But on the onset of the regular dates that you take a woman, you can definitely spend more time thinking about the date than how much you spend on the date, I think. I've been on cool dates like painting. And like, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So
one of them sipping paint type drinks?
Yeah, I like different shit. I think being different, being creative is cool. Take me axe throwing. Take me to do something I never did before. I wouldn't even know what your pockets consisted of because you were so creative up here. And be like, oh my God, he's so fucking creative.
So niggas can save on the bread end if they get wavy on the creativity. Okay.
Absolutely. You can absolutely get away with being really creative and being really intentional about the experiences. Like, if you can make a memorable experience for us and you didn't spend that much, it's the same as you spending that much. Because I'm going to always remember this, that you took the time to make sure that you created this experience for you and me and not nobody else. And you were thoughtful. Girls like shit like that. I actually love shit like that.
Nah, I think some shorties just want the bread, but
I'm not saying don't give me bread. That's not what I'm, but on the onset of what we do all the time, you don't have to think about like having all this money all the time. You know what I mean? You can make that a like, you know what I mean? Arrange for that. You can be like, all right, I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna do a big deal date here and there. But for the most part, let's get creative. Let's have fun. Let's do some different shit. Like, we're supposed to be cool. I feel like you're supposed to be having great sex, but with somebody that you really jack as a friend. You know what I mean? Somebody you can really talk to and really enjoy your time with. So if we can have a good time like that, I think you can get away with spending a buku amount of money on a girl, for sure. For sure.
So with that being said, what's your thoughts on this is been the thing online for the past couple months. What's your thing on the 50-50?
I just dropped a song called What Do I Bring to the Table? That area, I feel like I don't have really strict standards on that area. And I didn't always have strict standards on that area because I think that I've tried everything as a woman. And I think that personally coming into a place where motherhood is on the horizon for me in my relationships as I get older, I think it's really important for me to be honest about what I want. And I think that the 50-50 conversation really needs to be like kind of focused around two things. One, there's a topic of what do you want as a human being? What is it that you want to do? Some people want to build with someone. Some people want people that are already built, right? What is it that you prefer and that you need as a person? Second part of this conversation to me has to do with tradition. I think when I look at other cultures, there's not a heavy 50-50 conversation. It's already understood within the culture that there are these roles that are taken. And the people go into the relationship understanding these roles from childhood because it's embedded in the tradition. Personally, I have my personal opinions about Black culture and tradition in Black culture. And because as a Caribbean woman, that culture is different.
What are those? I want to know what's your thoughts, because you said you feel a certain way about Black culture.
Right.
I'm assuming you mean American Black culture,
yes,
right?
Specifically American Black culture. I'm a part of it, and I love American Black culture because I think that we are the only culture that has created a standard for the world to live off of, in a way where culturally what Black culture has produced, being that it was severed from its African roots, mixed in with a blend of all these other people in America, and it recreated its own culture. Black culture is the staple of world culture because the world wants to be like Black America. That's my opinion. So
That's
culturally, fashion, nails, sound, look, dressing, street culture, fashion, clout. Everybody wants to be Black American.
All of that is valid and fire.
All over the world. But when it comes to Black family, there is a great disparity in being on the same page. And I think because of that, the whole world gets to have their traditions, and from young passed down kind of like what's expected of a man, what's expected of a woman, what he's supposed to provide, and what she's supposed to do. But in Black culture, we were targeted. So because Black men were targeted from however long we've been targeted, but let's focus on like the 80s epidemic, the crack epidemic, and then the prison complex, prison industrial complex, even down to the pushing of welfare and the removal of Black fathers in the home. We have so many scenarios or kind of like these experiments that were like started from white supremacy, white, colonizers, whatever you want to call, whoever decided to really dig into the Black condition wanted this. They wanted Black people and Black families to be disrupted and disturbed. And so the 50-50 conversation, I think, I was just talking to my friend the other day, what do you want as a person? You should honor what you want, right? Because some black people are in a place where they want to be building with someone who's built. And then there's some black people who want to be in a relationship because they need to build. The relationship is a space to build. The relationship is a place to get yourself together with someone, right? And so I think we have to have a lot of grace with each other, right? With this 50-50 conversation. And so my perspective is, what I prefer is for a man to want to provide, right? Yet I have an idea of what I want that to look like. I don't want my husband or my partner to be overworked, right? I would love for them to have it in their mind that they make money. I want them to think like this. I want them to think that they make money in a way where they still have time to enjoy their family, right? And that's their standard of living for work. And I'd like to experience that so my husband isn't overworked trying to provide. That's what I want. And I've been, living life in a way where I'm like, be really clear about what you want your life to look like. I can say, yeah, I can struggle with somebody, but what I want is to not.
Yeah.
What I want is to not. I don't want that. So that's why I'm not dating like that right now, because I feel like I'm in a place where I'm solidifying myself, because I also don't want to be the woman that says, oh, I depend on my man for everything, right? I just want him to be able to provide. But I want to be able to have my own as well. I'm going to have my own. I have my own as well, right? Like in speaking things like how it should be, I have my own already, but in a family context, I would love to be able to raise children knowing we can have a nanny if we want. You know what I mean? We can have certain things if we want, because I'm not in my younger 20s. You know what I mean? You see me? Like being like just entering 30s, it's like, I want to be able to enjoy the ease of certain things, you know what I mean? Like entering life. So I don't want to be like bustling and shit and feeling like, oh, we got to stress because we're raising kids. Like I want the kids to have help in a village and we have resources. So my husband has to think a certain way and have certain things and not expect to suffer and not want to suffer. Like he has to come to the table with all his shit. I come to the table with all my shit. But I want him to know that you might have to take some of these extra loads when it comes to a nanny or this and that. Because when I'm raising the kids and taking care of the household and taking care of you, I'm going to want some extra help, And that's what I want. And I've decided that's what I want. And I think we should all get really clear about deciding what we want instead of being like, it should be like this, it should be like that. It's like, if that's what you want, that's what you want. And for the people who want to build, because that's what you want. And find somebody who wants that too. But I think we should have way more grace with each other with this 50-50 conversation, because we've been put through too much to be hard on each other about love. Like, no. So love that black man if you want to love him and he ain't got it together and you want to build with him, but have your standards. Make sure he's put in the effort. You know what I mean? If you guys are building, have a plan. Have like spirituality, religion, God, have source in it. Like it's more than just like being with somebody to be with somebody. It's about like creating legacy and tradition. I think we need to go back to creating legacy and tradition together. So once we get back into a place where we're okay with like being together because we want to like create new traditions and new legacies for Black culture, I think that's the best place to come from. So if you want to be with somebody who's got it together, cool, but build a legacy. You want to be with somebody who you're going to build with together, cool. But the purpose of all of our relationships, I think, when we're really serious about each other, it should be about building that legacy back into our culture and taking back what they tried to take from us. I know that was a mouthful, but I've thought about this shit a lot.
Nah, that was fire. Like,
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting such a mature answer and like a knowledgeable answer. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Thank you.
A lot of people come on here and they get on these podcasts and they just be trying to go viral or catch attention, but you just said some real shit.
Thank you.
So, you know what
I mean? That's how I feel in my heart.
But
Deep
that's
in
that.
My heart, yeah.
You said you was like on some conscious shit and you had to tone down the consciousness. So I get it. That's fire though. That was like a a very deep answer. Oh, I'm wildin'. I ain't put my shit on airplane mode.
Thank you.
I'm bugging the fuck out.
You get wild up right now. You drinking.
Alright, so you know what I mean? We going, cause you just got very deep and thoughtful.
Deep, yes.
But that was real shit though. Like all of that was super valid. But we gonna calm down now.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like who's your top 5 artists right now?
Ooh.
Aside from yourself, of course.
I'm feeling R2 Mo right now, really heavy.
R2 Mo?
Yeah, am I saying his name right? He's got like one of the latest projects in the city right now. He just dropped.
Wait, he a rapper?
Yeah, he's a rapper. He also has vocals on him too. He's really coming with that like sexy drill. It's like really original. Actually, let me pull him up so you can see it on your phone. Okay. Yeah, so you can see.
The reception type trash down here though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Who else? Who else am I feeling? Right now, top 5 artists. It can vary a lot for me, but right now, who's really doing it for me? I would definitely say R2 Mo. He just dropped that.
R2 Mo.
The song with Chef G, Hawk'em. Love that track. It's on repeat. I love that song. You know who else I'm really jacking a lot? And my artist taste is like really, really varied and stuff like that. But I'm really into Masego. Masego hasn't dropped, I think.
Masego?
Masego.
Masego, that's
not Masego,
I've heard that.
Masego. Yeah.
I heard that. That's like a reggae artist or something. Like
he's like a singer. He's a singer and he plays the saxophone. He had that song Tadao. Like he's really like one of those musically inclined artists. It's just like really just musically giving you like raw vocals. Yeah, Masego, he's got a song with Shanessa, Silver Tongue Devil. He's got another song called Mystery Lady with Don Toliver. He's really dope. I'm also into Molly music right now.
Molly music?
Molly music, Shake It to the Max.
Okay.
Shake It to the
that's
Max.
who that is.
Yeah, Shake It to the Max. I'm really heavy into Molly music. Shout out to Molly music. When she came out with Rich Girls or Sad Girls, a song where she's like, I really like to party. I really like your body. I really like to party. I can't control my body. She had a song with another Afrobeat artist, and she did Shake It to the Max with Silent Addy, and that just blew up. But I had already been aware of her for like 2 years. So it's really dope when you see an artist doing their thing and you kind of like sniff them out, and then you see them kind of like blow up, and you're kind of like, I knew it. I knew it. That's how I feel about Molly music. So shout out to her. She's doing her thing. Who else? It's like such a hand.
How many was that? That was 4?
I was at 3 or 4. Yeah. Do I have one more? Who am I into? There's so many great artists. Let me be honest with you. There's so much people coming with great music. Did you know who's really cool? Who I think a lot of people are not aware of, has other really dope music, is Mayap. She is she was a fairy.
You got all the hidden gems. I don't know.
She was
that's
fairy.
who that is? She was a fairy with a fatty.
Yeah. Oh, my daddy. Yeah. She's really dope, actually. She has other really dope music, too. If you go on her page and you check out her other stuff, it's like quintessential, like anthems like that she's hitting you with. Like, she's got the sauce for real. So I'm excited to see what else she does. I'm excited to see who gets on that remix. I'm hearing Sexy Red. I mean, I'm on Twitter, I'm hearing people say Sexy Red, and I'm agreeing. But I definitely, I can hear Sexy Red on She Was a Fairy remix, because Sexy Red is a fairy of her own regard. Which
what does that mean though? Like, you know, I'm much older. You feel me? Like, so
shut up. She Was a Fairy is like, you know, when people say what's the diva thing, it's just a different, I think, iteration of like a version of what a woman can look like, right? And not just a woman, because I noticed that the guys have jumped on She Was a Fairy trend heavy. The guys,
what you mean?
The YNs, the young men, the YMs, the young men.
They out here being fairies.
they're out here expressing what I think is like that inner child joy, right? Which I feel like is fire. I fucking love when I see like the hood getting into their bag like that, their joy. Like
That's their bag.
That's their yeah, that's how you get into your bag. That's that good energy. So like the guys doing their like she was a fairy, he was a fairy type shit. It's just like, yeah, I'm that. I'm lit. I'm happy. I'm fucking whimsical. I'm a fucking 101. I'm a unicorn. I have charisma. Like, it's just really kind of like bigging yourself up in a way that's like playful and like inner childlike and like timeless.
Having
like,
fun type shit.
Yeah, we having fun and we enjoying it. And I'm the essence of that shit. The fuck? I bring that shit to the vibe. That's how I feel. I do feel like a fairy though. I'm just sprinkling fairy dust everywhere I go.
Say that. Fairy dust, you know what I mean?
Fairy dust.
So, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to start no beef. I just be careful about young dudes claiming to be a fairy, you know what I mean? Like young black men saying they a fairy, you know what I mean? But
yeah, there's so much pressure to be like masculine and to be like
you don't gotta be, you know what I mean? I'm very anti crash out. Like, don't be a crash out, you feel me?
Don't be a crash out. Yeah, sometimes you need to sprinkle a little bit of she was a fairy to not crash out. You feel me? Like, they gotta just get into that bag real quick. Yeah. Like, nigga, fuck you. Fuck out of here.
I ain't. If you say so, you know what I mean?
Fuck out of here.
So, you know, this next topic is mad random, but I'm gonna ask you anyway.
I'm a Gemini. I'm ready for anything. Let's go.
I'm a Gemini too. You know what I mean?
It's our season, gang.
I don't be following all that stuff.
It's
but
the first day of Gemini season.
Oh, word? What that mean? What we doing? Like,
that means it's the beginning of the reign of terror.
Say that June 8th. You know what I mean? That's my birthday. You feel me?
Oh, period. It's about to come out.
Facts.
Nice. I'm June 19th.
June 19th.
Juneteenth. It's a holiday.
Fire. Oh yeah, tell them about your
Oh, perfect. Plug it in, right? Okay, so I found the perfect place for my birthday. We're gonna be at BK Hotspot, right? BK Hotspot.
That's where we at right now. You know what I mean?
So we're in BK Hotspot. Let me tell you. First of all, get in while you can because it's going to be lit. It's going to be Juneteenth. It's going to be crowded. It's going to be fire. It's going to be exclusive. So get in while you fit in. I'm going to put the flyer out and invite who I need to invite, let you know how to get into the vibes. But we're going to be in here. It's going to be good fucking food. We're going to be smoking. We're going to be enjoying ourselves. We're going to be dancing. It's going to be bati riders. It's going to be Caribbean vibes. I want to be listening to Haitian Rabadai. Rabadai is a new genre of music coming out of Haiti right now. It's like some next shit. So it's gonna be some authentic Caribbean vibes. It's gonna be Haitian rice here. There's black rice here. There's John here. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm telling you, it's gonna be lit. We're gonna be here probably like till 2 in the fucking morning, dancing and throwing ass. Period. June 19th. Period. It's gonna be my party, my birthday. We shutting it down. It's a holiday. I'm throwing ass. Bati riders. We are outside.
Say that.
We are outside. I'm excited. Period.
Say that. Alright, so you know what I mean? These next questions is like, you know what I mean? This is just novelty shit. You feel me? It's just, you know, real quick. You can answer quick or if it sparks something, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Alright, so do you like anime?
Yeah. I'm not like heavy, like I'm invested in it, but I've had some anime moments in my life. Yes.
Okay. Well, is there anything in particular you was fucking with, or you just dabbled?
I mean, I feel like they were quintessential, right? I don't know if Avatar's anime, but I definitely had my Dragon Ball Z heavy moment, like heavy Majin Buu season. Heavy on Majin Buu season. Heavy on that season. Fucking love Majin Buu. I got into One Piece a little bit. Got into Naruto before he started getting weird. I feel like Naruto had a little weird, more of a pervy something. Like he just kept like referring to one of the like teachers as pervy something, dude.
Pervy Sage.
Pervy Sage. And he would like,
Jiraiya.
and then he would like go into his like he would change into like a girl and like do weird shit. Like Naruto got a little sus. I'm sorry, but other than that, there's been off animes that I've caught with some friends here and there that I don't remember the name of that had some really dope plot lines. But there's so many of them. And
Okay,
yeah, but I
okay.
respect anime for sure. Yeah.
All right, facts. All right, so you gotta pick one.
Come on.
Henny, Don Julio, Casamigos, or Douce?
You know what's funny? I don't drink anymore. But if I had to pick any, Douce is the one with the cross, the double cross on the center. I would pick Douce. Douce is like random choice, and I like that you included that because everybody goes for the Don and the Casamigo, which is not real tequila. And then the Henny, I never resonated. Yeah, I never, Hennessy, it always had a good flavor with Coke. Like it's good with soda, but it never got me drunk. Like it never did it for me. Henny, I don't know. And if that resonates with you, if you don't get drunk off Henny, comment because I feel like I didn't get drunk off Henny. It never did nothing for me.
I feel like shorties who don't get drunk off Henny fight niggas. Like that's always been a saying. Like if shorty drink mad Henny and she not drunk, that means she fight niggas. She'll slice your face, change car tires, all types of wild shit. Like you know what I mean? Some super tough testosterone shit. Like
no. No.
But I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
No. It's not true. Oh, it's just a lie.
I don't know. You might. I'm just saying, like you said that. I'm like, I don't know if she got a razor blade under her tongue right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I say that. You know what I mean? What best describes you? Gamer girl, spiritual girl, hood girl, or nerdy girl?
Nerdy girl.
Nerdy girl?
Above all else. I think I might come off spiritual, hood, and everything like that, but I'm a nerd. Deep research. I will talk your ears off about quantum neuroscience. I love.
I'm on that too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know niggas ain't trying to hear all of that. You feel me? Like.
I feel like that too, but then you'll be surprised. Some people be ready to like really dive in.
But they be weirdos too. I don't be trying to, you know what I mean, be on some weirdo shit with niggas. So, you know what I mean, like if they know about it and they not being weird about it, then we chop it up.
I hear that, because it can get weird. I don't know about the neuroscience, but quantum physics, philosophy, it can get weird because the endless questions of whatever. I get that. I think that like.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah, I think that neuroscience for me and the study of the brain more than anything, beyond neuroscience, even the foods that you need to eat and just how to enhance the brain is a topic that really, really interests me. And because I feel like the brain is the powerhouse of reality, right? So like once you fortify your brain, learn how to use it properly, because I think a lot of us don't even work our brain properly. I think our brain is being used by, the world.
Niggas is programming us, basically.
Exactly.
We supposed to program ourselves, or our parents supposed to program us to do the right things and shit that makes sense, but they was programmed, so you know what I mean? They gonna program us on that same program.
Period. Exactly how I feel. And now that you're aware, it's your time to take back your power. And so everything having to do with the brain really became of interest to me when I learned how to like heal mental illness, because I think mental illness it's also biological. It's your gut-brain health relationship.
Yo, you talking that shit right now. That's crazy.
Yes, it's deep. It's deeper than just like, oh, I'm sad type shit. It's like, what's your habits like? What's your diet like?
Circadian rhythm.
Yes. Somatic release.
You talking that hood Sebi shit right now. I fucks with it.
I fucks with it too, though. And I feel like that's our abundance right there. And once we tap into like how to have that knowledge that no one can take away from us, and if your brain is fortified, like, what's his name? That guy in the what's in the X-Men? Doctor.
Oh, my son, Professor X.
Professor X. You see how man's them was in control of shit, but he couldn't move. Like he was just like it was all here. He was here with it. He was like in charge. Like he was running the shit. So I feel like that's how we gotta view it. Like life is like that. Like this is the control board. Stop letting it control you. You know, switch your shit on. Let whole Neo wake up. All that shit they be talking is just that. Like free your mind shit.
Get your subconscious fixed up.
Period. He said it. Get your subconscious fixed up.
Okay, I'm talking to the, you know what I mean? I'm talking to the LAURYN Hill right here. You feel me? Like,
shout out to that's godmother, LAURYN Hill. Big influence.
Say that.
Love
say
her.
That. That's fire.
Love her.
I didn't know this joint was gonna be that deep and thoughtful. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad that it is. I can appreciate that.
So, how you feel about the Diddy situation? Yeah, every time
No, you
it
gotta
get
ask
too,
me that again because I didn't expect that shit. You gotta ask me that again.
Every time this shit get too conscious, you know what I mean?
You
I
gotta
gotta
ask
tone
me
it
that
down a
again.
little bit.
Yeah, what?
You know, I try and keep a healthy balance. You feel me? Like healthy balance. I'm gonna give niggas the stupid shit they want, and then we gonna have some real shit too. You feel me?
I feel that. So you want to know how I feel about the Diddy situation?
What's up? Like,
Deep breath. Listen, that video of him in the hotel,
damn.
dragging her with the towel around his waist back into the room was the last thing I needed to see.
Nasty work.
But the first time I knew I didn't like Diddy was when he sent them niggas to go get cheesecake across the fucking bridge. I knew then something was off with him. And I know that's just like, I'm not being funny, because I knew then watching that, like, there was something nefarious about his tactics, you know? That was so tactical.
But I'm saying that was 07 though, you know what I mean? Like, that was a long time ago.
You was nefarious from then. You been like that. You been that. That's why I believe her. You been like tripping on like your power. Like you've been like feeling like you need to disempower people in order for you to feel powerful. And I feel like Cassie's example of like her being young and people saying that she should have known better or, you know, did better or she should take accountability really takes away from the responsibility that we as a people have to take in looking out for younger people. When we say like they're 19, 20, they're babies, they're literally like young people. They can be adults, yes, on paper. But as a grown woman, I know that if I'm 38 years old, I have no business with somebody that age because there's a power dynamic. And somebody who's living
think about that.
If I'm living in abundance, why do I need to exert my power on somebody? I feel like lack mentality shows up in different ways. And in one of the ways that lack mentality to me shows up is when people feel like they need to take from other people or break other people to feel good. We can all feel good. You can feel good, I can feel good without me taking from you. But the moment that I have to disempower you and take from you to make me feel good, and that could show up in like relationships where the power balance is off, that's not abundance. That's sus. I feel like people should be more aware of that. But I get it. People are gonna say they're adults. It's legal. Rah, rah, rah. Do what you want. You should be able to choose. And I say, cool, yeah, in theory, it sounds cool. But in reality, would I do it? Would I, at 38, deal with a 20-year-old man being in a power position and date him? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. If you would do it, fine. But I would notice and recognize the power dynamic and choose and say, that's not right. And I should be with somebody who's equally yoked with me.
I never even thought about that, but I think most people don't think about that, like the power dynamic in a relationship type shit.
Yeah, they don't. And I think the reason why people don't think about power dynamics is because I feel like half the people in relationships are seeking power in their dynamics.
What you mean, like power from the other person?
Yeah. I think some people don't recognize when they're in a relationship because it makes them feel powerful, right? Like they get away with doing certain things or meeting people at a certain place because that person just yields to their power, you know? They just yield to what you want, so you feel powerful. And some people are in relationship with other people because they can take that power in that dynamic. It's not all the time, but we've seen it. We've seen dynamics where somebody's real small and shrunken. They don't say how they feel. They're not expressive. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they can stand up to this person. And then the other person is chilling. They fine. You know what I mean? And sometimes both of them are aware of that. Sometimes people don't know. I think sometimes people are watching power dynamics with people and they don't know. But other times I think that person knows that they want to deal with this person because they feel like they could take. I think some people know. They target. They're like, I like when you listen to me and don't challenge me and let me do whatever I want. And they want that relationship. It works for them. They don't want somebody that's going to be like, fuck out of here. They don't want that.
All right.
Yeah.
So we gonna move on, you know what I mean? That was another drink that got deep, you feel me?
Let me stop.
Nah, you good. Nah, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, you feel me? But now we gonna rate the drip.
Oh. My drip? This drip?
Nah.
What we doing?
We gonna rate the drip. I got some pictures.
Oh.
Certain people wearing shit, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And you gonna rate it 1 through 10.
Oh, I like this.
Now, you know what I mean? Oh, 555.
Nice.
That's crazy. That shit caught my eye.
Okay, we rate and drip. Okay, Fab.
Let me turn up the screen a
Let's
little
see what
bit
it's
more.
giving. Okay, Fab. I actually like this. This is one of his better fits because he's had some questionable fits. No offense.
Everybody be saying that.
Yes, but he's fabulous. Like, he is legendary. This outfit I actually like. I would give this like a 7.5.
Okay.
I like the sky blue denim on denim. I think that's what's happening. I like the simplicity. I always love, I think those some forces, like some Air Forces, like the simplicity of the Air Forces
Yeah, the
with the
all
white
whites,
tee.
classic.
I really enjoy a look like this because it's really giving me like classic hip hop, classic 2000s, classic flavor. And it also is like the era of where he's from, but kind of dressed up and matured up. And it's kind of like street, but you can go out. Like, it's grown and sexy. I can see you going out and enjoying yourself in the club in this, going out to dinner in this. So I would have to say 7.5, 8. I'm really liking this. With the glasses, yeah. The chain, simple, but you know what I mean, drippy. So yeah, we'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. Oh, I actually know. What am I rating here? Cause damn,
In the fit right here.
Oh, I was distracted. Okay, actually, I'm wearing this. So because I have the pleasure of be wearing this, and I know how it feels, and I was wearing it upstairs, I'm actually gonna give this a 9.
Okay.
I'm into this. So one, it's embroidery. This is embroidery, and it's in. So you know you're gonna have this for a long time. It's quality, but it's also soft. It feels good. I believe it's like 100% cotton blend, right?
Yes, man.
And so you can tell that by the texture, and it's thick. And I was just saying that upstairs that I really enjoyed it. So I'm actually going to give this outfit, this sweatsuit combo, A 9 because it's pretty freaking dope. I guess the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is because I like my you know, like a what do they call that? Like the way that it drops on the foot over the shoe.
Oh, you like the flare out?
Yeah. You get it. That part, yes. But other than that, I'm really jacking it. I think it's cozy and cute, and it really looks, and the cream color really looks good. I think for when you want to have like a, you know what I mean, like a luxury look. I feel like there's a streetwear look that's luxury, and then there's like the grimy streetwear look. So I feel like when you want to wear your white sneakers, or your thick white socks, and your big bag, and your coffee mug, or your matcha, you throw this on. Get it sized up because it really fits good. I like it.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to the mama. What is this? Okay. I don't know what's going on. Let me stop. Another going. He looks good. It's really simple, actually. I'm not sure like the brands and everything like that. But the sneakers I don't like. I guess that's the only thing about this fit. But I guess the sneakers are fine. It's just a personal preference for me. The jeans fit I wouldn't be into too much. So, but I do like the sweater. I think it's cute and pink. I can see myself wearing that. So all in all, I would give his look probably like a 7. Yeah, I give it a 7. I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. I just don't prefer the cut of the pants and the sneakers, but there's nothing wrong with his look. He looks good. Oh, is this a Monclisi? Is this the classic Monclisi?
I couldn't tell if it was a Moncler or a Mackage, but they said it's a polo.
It's a polo, yeah, because I see the polo on the side. Okay, I actually like that. It's just quintessential Brooklyn vibes. On Rick Ross, though, I don't know if I like it for him, for his style, personally. I see Rick Ross. I really love Dice Champagne era Rick Ross when he's in his Grown and Sexy. I really like that look for him. I think that streetwear on Rick Ross kind of gives, like, I don't know, like this jacket particular. Streetwear, I think, like, a more gentlemanly streetwear on Rick Ross looks better on him. I like a cardigan, like a nice shirt, sweater vibe for him. I don't necessarily like this look for him. I could definitely see this on more of like a different rapper or somebody else, and it would fit their look better. I love the chain though. Big, nice chain or whatever, but just, I wouldn't like this outfit. No, I give it a 5. But it's a fire fit.
Yo, that's crazy. You the second person to give that a 5 though. That's
it's not that it's a bad fit. It's just not working. I don't think it's working on him. But that's good that I'm not the only person that thinks that. It's all right. Yeah, because it's not about the clothes. It's about how you're wearing them and how you're putting them together. You know, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a second 5. Damn, Ross.
Okay.
Do you, as an artist, do you study marketing?
No.
Oh, you don't study marketing?
I would say I have studied marketing tactics, right? I've done my own meme with Plenty. That's how I got it out there a lot. I've studied different ways to like reach out to influencers. But as far as like really getting into Facebook ads and putting money behind my videos, that is something that I really would like help with, and to get someone else who's been doing that for some time to assist me with the information I already have, what I'm good at doing, because I feel like I may have good ideas and tactics and stuff, but I do need someone to help me plan it, you know, and organize while I do all the other stuff that I do, as far as, because I'm doing everything else, you know, as far as the art goes, and that is one of those things where, on top of the aesthetic and the sound and the, you know, communicating with everybody, that takes a lot.
Yeah, that shit is a lot.
Yeah, it takes a lot. I definitely need a team with that. So I feel like, oh, no, I don't study it, but I am open to learning more. But really trusting someone with that.
Because I was like, I'm looking at your page and I'm like, the joint is kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Not all over the place. It's really 3 places. Like I mentioned earlier, like, it's like I said, I see you like from a hood, you know what I mean? The black girl hood stuff.
Right.
But then I see the super Haitian stuff, you know what I mean? Like, like this not Brooklyn Haitian, this is in Haiti Haitian looking stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I see the very spiritual vibes. So I'm like, you want to kind of figure out how to blend that into one cohesive thing or clip the other two. You know what I mean? At least for like the beginning when you trying to get your name up type shit. But that's marketing. A lot of artists, this shit weird to me because I'm the type, like, yeah, I'm in love with the art or whatever, but I'm never going to let that love supersede the business and the fact that this shit got to actually make bread. So it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta do what's most efficient and effective. That's how I look at it. But some people be like, no, but I'm an artist, and that shit kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's why I think a team comes in. I think people need like consultations and teams and like plans and things of that nature to like help them. Because I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna put out like whatever's natural to me, but at some point you're gonna need people to help you like craft your plan or your rollout specifically. You know what I mean? Or just like a team around what you're gonna do. And I think that like blending all of that for me is not something hard to do. I think that the direction that I'm going in is just leaving rap, not leaving rap, but leaving the persona of being a heavy rapper and really entering a place where I can do music that is more focused on reaching a world mass instead of a hip hop mass, you know, and feeling like that is the direction that I want to experiment with now. Being that I'm been an artist for a while and understanding like the hip hop, I know the hip hop scene really well and I see the scene and I know who's in the scene and I get the scene, but I feel like the scene is small, especially in New York. I feel like the scene is like, we know who's in it and the cliques and the politics around it and the street politics around it too. But I think what I have advantage of is being Haitian and speaking Creole. And like, being so rooted in that culture that to not really like tap into that audience and that demographic would be a disservice to me, because we don't have our own like, who's the Haitian girl rapper, who's the Haitian girl artist, you know what I mean? Not necessarily rapper, but who's the Haitian girl princess or pop star, or kind of like, you know, Jamaica has their Shensia, and we have like different cultures, Trini, you know what I mean? You know, we had Selena, we had our different like major like representations of that culture. And I think we have major representations of Haitian compa artists right now that are big and fire within the community. But on a bridging, I think, of like a hip hop culture and like Caribbean culture and like just bridging a certain gap and being like more global is more the vision versus being like in the hip hop scene only, you know, and being a rapper. So I mean, that's why I think the heavy Haitian influence, you're seeing so much of it, because I'm routing myself into that community and finding them, and they're finding me now too. And like being like, all right, let me just lead with the fact that I speak Haitian Creole, I eat Haitian food, I grew up in a very Haitian household, I love Haiti, I've raised money for Haiti, you know what I mean, I'm really Haitian to the bone, like it's my heart, and so I love it, I love being from there, I love the history, I love the people, I love my people, and that's where I want to be. So I'm like, yeah. So I feel you, I hear what you're saying too, and I think that's a part of what you're seeing too.
I mean, I don't want to get super into marketing because we live right now, but you know what I mean, I guess I'll talk to you about that off camera and shit. But you down to pop back out, right?
Pop back out where?
For another podcast joint. Well, this ain't a podcast.
Oh,
but
of course.
Another content series. So you know what I mean. Maybe we talk about more stuff later. You know what I mean. I think
Absolutely. This was a great conversation, actually. It's very insightful. Not all the time you get interviews or content conversations that are filled with a lot of substance.
I try, like I said, I try and have the balance. Unless I'm in tune with the culture, but I'm in tune with that super, I don't know what to call it, like that in-depth shit, that conscious, that awareness shit.
I think it's important.
That 6'11" was crazy.
What?
But, nah,
6'11" right now?
Yeah. I don't know if you fuck with the angel numbers or whatever.
Oh, hold on. I gotta wipe my lip corners. I'm like, I've been talking for a while. Hold on, let me get this. I actually don't know about all of them, but the 555 I was checking. Yeah. I peeped that. But the 6'11", I'm not sure what they all mean, to be honest.
But you know what I mean? We got everything, you know what I mean? We got some real shit, we got some silly shit, we got some in-betweens, you know what I mean? So get your closing statements, tell them how you feel, so we can get your photo shoot and your performance in.
Okay, yeah, this was a very great conversation. First of all, I'm a Gemini, I love to talk, and I love when the conversation is good and it's filled with substance, and it's like, you know what I mean? Something you could go back to later. So this was great. I'm really looking forward to this summer. Remember, June 19th, Juneteenth is my birthday. I'm going to be putting all the information out for that. So we're going to be in BK Hotspot. We will be turning up this spot. It will be fun. Bring your bati riders, bring your short shorts, girls, bring your net stockings. We're going to be doing it up like real Caribbean gals, real BK gals do. We're going to be dancing, winding our waist, doing our thing, twerking to the sunlight. Okay. What you call it? I have some music coming up. I have a lot of things coming up. I have a lot of stuff coming up. I want you guys to look out for this next single that I got coming up called Baby. I'm letting you guys know from now. It is going to be what you guys are going to be aware of as my new sound, my new like reintroduction to you guys as an artist, and I think you guys are going to really appreciate what I'm doing for the culture, what I'm doing as far as my artistry, and just taking it somewhere completely different. So look out for that. That's coming out in like, you never know, like it could be a few days, it could be a week, but it ain't gonna be too long from now, so stay tuned. Baby's gonna be dropping, and we have some dope content around that. Stay tuned. I'm also going to be working on a photo project. I want to talk about this photo project because I did a photo project for Haiti, and we did a gallery where people came and saw the pictures, and it was a charity event. And
you talking about the extra ketchup drink?
Yes, you were there. You were there. So I'm doing another photo project. And just expanding my work as a creative director. And this time I don't know if I'll be in the pictures because last time I was a model, but this time I am going to be working with other models and creating the vision and the set and working with photographer in accordance with this vision. And it's going to be called Sisters of Tradition. And Sisters of Tradition is a project dedicated to the culture of Haitian women. And we're going to be covering some topics about religion and spirituality. So I'm looking for a black model, a gorgeous, dark skin, preferably black model, who is in their mid-30s to late 40s. And it's very specific that I have a certain model type. If they're Haitian, that would be better. But if they're not, I am open to whoever can connect with the project. And other than the photo project that I'll be doing, I got a lot of things coming up. There's a screening on the 28th for Did You Peep? Did You Peep is a film by Tatiana Hendricks, Tati. Tati is an actress, and she was in a couple of things recently. I actually saw her in this film before I met her. She was in a reboot to this movie about the wedding. You know that movie about the wedding with Morris Chestnut and all of them? And they had
that was a minute ago.
Yeah, the reboot to that show. I forgot the name of that movie.
The Wood?
Not The Wood. Is it The Wood? Best Man?
It was It was mad long ago.
Yeah, you know which one. You know which one.
Yeah.
Tati was basically in the reboot of that, and so she put together her own pilot, and she put together her own script, and it's called Did You Peep? And I have a role in that, and that's coming out on the 28th, and the screening for that debut is going to be in Brooklyn. I have it in my stories, but I'll post it if anybody wants to come to see it. And then other than that, I'll be doing various projects that I won't be telling you any more about, because I love to surprise you guys. But there's a lot of things on the table, and I want to work with more producers. After you guys hear Baby, you'll get the direction of my sound. And yeah, stay tuned. Come to my party. Keep streaming all the music, and subscribe to my Patreon and my Instagram, because that's where you can get all the exclusive content.
What is that though?
What's going on there, right? Everybody's wondering what's happening.
No,
okay. It's my Patreon has been dedicated to having a lot of the content that I don't have on my main Instagram anymore, which is a lot of my modeling content.
That's where we get plenty.
That's where we can get plenty. That's where we can have access to plenty, and have access to other modeling, boudoir, lingerie, bikini, but other behind the scene content to my music as well. I want to provide things like ASMR, like, you know, just really different things on there. And I also want to be able to have extended conversations about different topics that, you know, I want to talk about off camera, or like, you know, off the main camera. This is for people who really want to dive into certain topics with me on Patreon and continue certain conversations. So neuroscience is definitely something that I love talking about, and want to like dive into techniques and tactics more on my Patreon. ASMR is something I'm getting into. And also just being able to have grown and sexy time, you know, and be an adult, you know, not be fucking judged, and talk about different things, you know. My company, Birthright Creations, that I make art, and I'm also a sculptor. When I'm not making music, I'm sculpting like skulls, I'm sculpting wands, I'm sculpting pyramids, but I also have, you know, different drops that I'm experimenting for, you know, the bedroom. So I want to just be able to have a safe space to talk to people about these creations that I have, especially when it comes to like my spiritual shit and my like, you know, my crystal bras, and, you know, just that sensual, sexy stuff that can be infused with the spiritual stuff, and what I think the purpose of it really is all about, you know, because I feel like whenever we think about anything sexy, it's all like real lusty and like, you know what I mean, like but it can really be spiritual and intentional, and it can really be like elevated. And I also want to be able to have a space for that. So I'm just thinking about having just a universe for people to just enjoy in my Patreon, with different topics, things that I like to talk about, videos and content that will not be available on my main page. And if you really fuck with me, you'll, you know what I mean, if you really fuck with what's being talked about, then you'll come there, you know what I mean. So I love to chat. Feel free to come talk to me. Subscribe, keep streaming, and let's work.
You gotta tell them where to find you at though, like.
So right now you can find me everywhere. I used to go by SaSa Juste, and I just want to say that I think there is on Apple Music profiles where my stuff says SaSa Juste. So right now you can find my music everywhere at Big Sas. That's BIGSAS. So on all streaming platforms. And on all social media, the handle is __ BIGSAS. And that's Big Sauce, not the little one.
Say that. So we officially wrapped this small Q, you know what I mean, doing how I do. Here with Big Sauce, we wrapping it up. Shit done. But I want to ask you a question. What you mean, like, I see you wearing these shirts, and they say Black Coochie Matters, and I'm like, are there people like running around like Black Coochie don't matter? Like, are there Black Coochie haters? Like, what's that about?
There are Black Coochie haters. Stop acting like you don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. First of all, shout out to Luna Knight, because Black Coochie Matters is my homegirl's line, Luna Knight.
Okay.
And that's of the Raga Closet. Okay. They're doing big things. Amazing creator. Amazing creatives. Shout out to Luna and Willow. And Willow, beautiful family. And Luna started Black Coochie Matters around the pandemic to raise awareness for Black mothers. in need and to advocate, you know, and just knowing that Black women are in a place where the resources and the disparity when you are coming from the hood and getting yourself into a place of foundating yourself, the support that you need. And so Black Coochie Matters was created from that need, and it caught on so effortlessly. So I was an early supporter of Black Coochie Matters. Ruby Rose has been in it. It's been on the red carpet. Like, she's been just phenomenal, and they have been phenomenal about the brand and just like raising it up. So make sure you follow Luna Night. Make sure you follow Black Coochie Matters on Instagram, the Raga Closet, and support Black women, support Black business, support Black women businesses, support Black women who are in the field, you know what I mean, support Black mothers. And also I want to plug in my shirt too, because I have a shirt that is just all about making a statement. I don't have it on me. I thought about bringing it too, but I don't have it on me because I know I was being but my shirt from my line Human Decency is all about, right now our first drop is a shirt that says Make Women Feel Safe Again, and it's just a play on the shirt that, you know, Make America Great Again, which but Make Women Feel Safe Again is just more of a fitting topic to rally behind. And making women feel safe is just about like emotional safety, economic safety, just providing safety for women in conversation in the workplace, and just creating like that space for us to talk about what safety